Switching from an iPhone to an Android can leave your friends and family confused. I knew I had an adjustment ahead of me, and that is exactly what today's video is about. Coming up, I'll share with you my experience with my broken ecosystem struggles, and some enjoyable changes from switching from the iPhone XS Max to the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus. The biggest struggle with leaving is the iMessage. Did you change to an Android? Are you on Android? Did you get rid of your iPhone? Those first few text messages might not even come through from your fellow iMessage users. I have a MacBook Pro, an iPad, and I had an iPhone. To be clear, I still have an iPhone. I just use it strictly for work. So I'm not 100% without iMessage, but I don't use it as much as I use my personal phone. So losing that smooth dual integration of having both iMessages on one device at the same time was absolutely amazing. It was a big adjustment at first. The next big adjustment is losing the workflow integration with AirDrop. I would use my iPhone for B-roll often. It has amazing 4K recording. Then I would just drop it right into my AirDrop and boom, it would be on my MacBook Pro in no time. Now, if I use my S10 Plus for B-roll, I have to upload it to Dropbox or Google Photos. And we all know waiting for that 4K to upload, and then you gotta upload it, and then you gotta download it, it's kind of annoying. Whereas AirDrop, it went straight from the phone to the MacBook Pro, and it was amazing. Don't get me wrong, I still have access to my iPhone if I want to 4K record and then AirDrop to my MacBook Pro, but most people don't have that option. It's either one or the other. So I think it's important for me to mention this to you when you're considering which device you want. Moving on to Face ID. Face ID on the iPhone X was super smooth, and the XS Max was just as good, if not a little bit better. It wasn't just for unlocking my phone that I enjoyed. It was for securing my apps and passwords that made it so enjoyable. I no longer needed to type it in or look up my passwords or even remember them, even if I had to save it in LastPass. Not to say LastPass won't work on the XS Plus, but you have to use your fingerprint scanner to unlock LastPass. But with Face ID, it's so nice. I miss that Face ID so much. When I access my home security app, LastPass, Nest, Arlo, and all my financial apps, just to name a few, it was really good just to use Face ID to unlock. But now, I'm really feeling the sting of not having it. Gestures and multitasking. I know on the iPhone you can't use two apps on the screen at the same time. That's not what I'm talking about. But what it does have is that buttery smooth gestures that made switching back and forth from app to app so easy. Even if I just needed to peek back at an app to grab some quick data that was on the screen, it was no problem. The S10 and the S10 Plus, Samsung's One UI, and even stock Android, or all of Android for that matter, have tried really hard to copy or mimic Apple's gestures. Tried is the key word here. It just, I really miss my gestures. I really do. What do I like about Android? Let's talk about my experience and what I've actually enjoyed from going Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus full time. First and foremost, it's new. The One UI is new. TouchWiz was old, thick, clunky. Sure, it got better over the years, was less and less intrusive, was less Samsung in your face, but it still felt like the same old Samsung devices from 2015. The only time I got a little bit different of a feel was on the Note series, and with the Note and the S Pen features, but other than that, TouchWiz was never my favorite. One UI has some new shaped icons, a new settings menu, better one-handed use, and a bunch of other useful features and upgrades. Picture-in-picture. If you consume a lot of media on your videos like I do, then this device is going to be perfect for you. I really enjoy starting to watch a YouTube video and then popping over to my email and letting the video continue and write out on the screen while doing something else. Twitter on the iPhone. I got to bring this up. Twitter on the iPhone. I connect with a lot of creators on Twitter. When they post a YouTube video and Twitter organically embeds the video, I then click on it. When I do, it might take me to the YouTube app on my iPhone. It might not. If it does, I can comment, like, and even subscribe. But if they just post a link with a photo, usually a thumbnail, which many do, Twitter opens up a browser kind of inside of Twitter, and then that's where the video plays. It always makes me sign into my YouTube account. It's so annoying. Even if I just signed in yesterday and never signed out, it still requires me to sign in again. So I end up just watching videos I don't comment, I don't like, and even worse, I don't subscribe to channels I think I want to. It's a major mood killer when you're in the middle of watching a video. But on Android, it always takes me to my YouTube app where I can watch, comment, like, subscribe. It just works so much easier. Google integration. This is a giant one. While leaving the Apple ecosystem has left me somewhat disappointed in my workflow, having an Android device and being a heavy Google Apps user can lessen the blow a lot. This doesn't replace the empty-sized airdropped hole I have in my heart, but it can fill it just a little bit more to make it bearable. The Edge panel. The Edge panel, and especially when you can pair up apps to work together. My favorite combo is Waze and Messages at the same time. Or if you need a double dose of social media, you can do Facebook and Twitter at the same time. Or even a calculator and your financial app at the same time. The combos are unlimited. Last but not least, my Android phone is my phone. I can choose a launcher like Nova Launcher, I can stay and enjoy the new One UI, and I can add my personal touch with Samsung's themes, or just change the settings on my own. Either way, this is where Android has always won the race: customization. Enjoy your device the way that you want to enjoy. One more thing, the expandable memory. This is huge. Not just for storage, but for file transfer as well, Apple or Android. To go with Apple, you have no choice but to go to an iPhone. Then the only question is which one. To go with Android, the door's wide open. From Samsung to Google to LG to OnePlus to Motorola, and now even Nokia is making a comeback in the game. I hope you found this information useful and it helps you make a final decision as to what phone you want to go with, or if you really want to make that switch from one way or the other. There really is no right or wrong answer here. If you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. If you've really liked the video, please consider subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate it. If you hate the video and you're like, this is the worst video I've ever seen, then and only then are you permitted to give me a thumbs down. Thanks for watching. Until next time, namaste.